You think anyone could just step onto my property and snatch my son? That was the first thought that hit me before I even saw his face. By the time I rounded the corner of the garage, I knew I was right. This wasn't a friendly neighborhood visit, it was a trap. Before we dive deeper, comment which country you're watching from. Let's see how far this story travels. The harassment had been building for months. It started with letters slipped under my door, and signed, in all caps, unapproved vehicle on property, garage clutter violating community standards, being reported to the HOA board. The strange part? My street wasn't even under HOA rules. I'd checked the county zoning myself. The boundary ended 2 blocks away, but reason never stopped power-hungry people with clipboards. Then the strangers appeared. A man with a camera parked outside one morning pretending to survey the area. A woman I'd never met knocked on my door, waving safety inspection papers with no official county seal. And through it all, one name kept popping up in whispers: the HOA enforcement team. At first, I ignored it. I'm an active Navy SEAL. My schedule is full, and suburban politics aren't my priority. My 11-year-old son, Mason, knew the rules: don't talk to strangers, keep gates locked, and call me if something feels wrong. But that morning, I learned that evil doesn't ask permission. I'd stepped out for 20 minutes, a quick hardware store run. Mason was in the garage working on the dirt bike we'd been restoring together. I remember his smile as I left, grease-stained hands, a wrench dangling from his belt loop. When I returned, everything seemed normal, until I heard it. A muffled thud. Then Mason's voice, sharp and frightened: "Let me go." My heart dropped. I sprinted through the side gate and turned the corner into the garage. There was only one man, a tattooed man in a green shirt labeled HOA enforcement in block letters. He had one hand on Mason's arm, dragging him toward the driveway. Mason's cheek was red from a slap. "That's it," I shouted, boots slamming the concrete. The man turned, startled. His fake badge glinted under the light: no official seal, no ID number, nothing real. "This property is under inspection. The minor is being questioned about unauthorized." I cut him off. I wrapped an arm around his neck, drove him into the cinder block wall, and felt him reach for a knife. I grabbed it with my forearm. Metal clanged against concrete. He flailed, and I drove my shoulder into his ribs, cracking a rib. I twisted his arm with controlled force until it broke with a dry snap. He collapsed, howling, and I secured him with zip ties around his wrists. He went limp, struggling for breath. I hauled him upright by the shirt. "Who are you?" I demanded. "Who sent you?" "She runs everything," he muttered, blood on his teeth. "Said you'd fight back, make it look like a safety check." "Who?" I barked. He glanced at the street, fear cutting through his pain. "Karen," he whispered. "She said you'd learn your lesson." Before I could question further, tires crunched outside. Headlights rolled to a stop. "She's here," he breathed. Karen stepped out of the SUV like she owned the evening, clipboard tucked under her arm, smile cold and practiced. "Good evening," she trilled. "I thought I'd stop by to see if you'd cooperate." I shoved the man back, he slammed onto the driveway. Mason stayed close, eyes wide. Karen pretended not to notice. "We're just keeping the neighborhood safe," she said. "You should have stayed off my property," I snapped. "And maybe you should know, I'm not even in your HOA." The neighbors noticed. Porch lights flicked on. Phones came out. Someone whispered, "I'm calling the cops." Within minutes, sirens grew closer. 2 sheriff cruisers stopped in front, lights flashing. Deputy Parks stepped out, calm and steady. "What's happening here?" he asked. I held up my phone. "This man broke into my garage and tried to drag my son out." I restrained him. "My garage cam caught everything." Parks raised a brow. "You have full footage?" I showed him the live feed. The fake HOA vest. Mason flinching as he was slapped. The grip as he tried to pull him. Karen's composure wavered. This is being taken out of context, she tried. Ma'am, Parks cut in. Impersonating an officer is a felony. Assaulting a minor is another. Explain why your enforcer wears tactical gear and attacks children. Karen froze. The deputy called for backup. Cuff him. Medics check the kid. Mason stepped beside me, bruised but steady. He said he was taking me to the board, he whispered. The board doesn't take kids anywhere, Parks muttered. Neighbors whispered, filming everything. Karen's authority crumbled under the flashing lights. You said you're not in the HOA? Parks asked. No, sir. County line ends 2 blocks east. Verified myself, I said. That's trespassing and impersonation, not enforcement, he noted. Karen hissed, you don't know who you're dealing with. Parks looked unimpressed. As deputies led the fake cop away, neighbors applauded quietly. The man groaned, muttering Karen's name. She clutched her clipboard like a shield that had failed. I looked at Mason, bruised but brave, and swore this would never happen again. The next morning, the sheriff called. Mason finally slept around 3 a.m., still shaken. I stared at the garage footage, replaying every moment. At the station, the fake HOA cop was in a sling, his right arm shattered, ribs broken. Hospital stay, 6 weeks minimum before trial. Karen had folded faster than expected. Deputies found files in her SUV, forged inspection reports, letters, lists of non-compliant homes. Mine was circled in red. She had been running a rogue HOA enforcer team, dressed in black with fake badges. Charges were filed: impersonation of a peace officer, assault on a minor, criminal trespass, false imprisonment, conspiracy. Karen tried to shift blame, but emails on her laptop proved the orders and payments. Local news covered it: fake HOA enforcer attacks child exposed by Navy SEAL dad. A week later, the fake cop was transferred to county jail. Potential sentence, 11 years. Karen got 4 years in state prison and a lifetime HOA ban. The neighborhood finally felt calm again. Mason returned to the garage, finishing the dirt bike. It's over, right, Dad? He asked. Yeah, I said, watching Karen's belongings hauled away. It's over. And this time, I mean it. What do you think? Justice served or just a father protecting his son? Comment below, what would you have done if a fake HOA cop slapped your child? Every neighborhood has its secrets, and every Karen leaves her mark. If you love true HOA stories like this, make sure to watch more on our channel, and don't forget to subscribe for more real-life neighborhood drama. Thank you.